Before heading on to the colour, you just want to rub everything off so that no pencil is shown when we add the colour. Okay, so once you have rubbed all of the pencil off, you can start by adding the colour. So the first thing you want to do is the background, because the background are going to be in different colours and the people are going to be all in black, and you don't want the black to interfere with the colours. And plus, if you get the colours on the characters, it's easier to cover up, whereas if you get the black on the background, it's going to be harder to cover up. So we can just start by adding the colour now. So I kind of messed up with the purple because I did it darker than I wanted it, so it looked fine, but when I put the black next to it, I noticed that it was kind of looking like the same colour, and that would not be good because we want the people to stand out as well. But what you can do is you can just, if you've done the same thing, is you can just put some water on it, and then after that you can just grab some pieces of tissue, and then you can just dab it off. You don't want to rub it off because you don't want the paper to peel off. And then after doing that, you want to let it dry and then just put on the colour you actually want this time. And after that, I just fixed the yellow because it kind of went all over the place. And it doesn't matter if you've got it on the music notes or on the people like I have, because we're going to cover them up in a minute anyway, so everything's fine, everything can be fixed. Okay, so before doing the people, you just want to draw these black lines, just because it's going to give it a little bit more of a finished look. So what you want to do is you want to get your ruler and you want to get some black paint, and you just want to use your ruler and just draw a line going down, and you want to try and do this really carefully, so make sure your paintbrush is really thin so you can draw a nice thin line. Also, it doesn't matter if you draw a line on the music notes or on the people, because we're going to cover them up in a minute with some black paint. Once you have drawn the black lines, you just want to make sure that instead of moving your ruler off to the side straight away, you want to lift it just so you don't smudge the black paint. And another thing is just make sure you do a second coat on the people, because then it will give it more of a finished look. And then after that, you just want to make sure you add in some colour where there's spaces. So for example, I forgot a spot here, so I just added some more paint. And then also right here near the hair, because there's a bit of space. But otherwise, when you're finished with that, we can move on to doing the music notes. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the music notes is I'm going to just paint some glue on these notes, and then I'm going to put some silver glitter on them, just so it adds a little bit more of an effect to the picture. And I'm just going to use the silver glitter instead of using green or gold, because I don't want it to be over the top and I want the background colours to kind of stand out. want to make sure that you let it sit for a minute, but after you've done that, you can just put it all on some paper like this. Okay, so once you have done that, you want to make sure that you hit it really hard, your piece of paper, just so all of the glitter comes off that you don't want anymore. And if you have some what is sticking to the character, you just want to get a big paintbrush like this, but not a wet one, a dry one, and you just want to brush it off like this.